Alright, Shalom. Before I start, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all the elect Akim wa Aqua, learning and teaching in truth and sincerity. Your brother Malat from GMS Detroit. Hey, right off the back, y'all, there's going to be a lot of noise. I'm at the job, so I apologize. I wanted to get this out yesterday, but hectic life. The point of this video, we're going to be focusing on the elites, specifically, the Rothschild and Rockefeller families, right? I'm going to watch my words carefully. Lord willing, I don't get a suspension for this video, but it's, it's very, very, very likely that I will. I'll just really let the clips play. There's a group of people on this earth, families, who are all related, who are running the major operations of our life. Although we don't see them much, they're in control of much of what is going on because the Heavenly Father has allowed them to be. And these people doing this actions fulfills prophecy, which let us know who are the Edomites, who are the Amalekites, who is the wicked man in the last days and times that would be ruling before the Messiah comes to dethrone them and set up the kingdom for the true children of Israel. Alright, so it says right here, starting with this guy, Harold Wallace Rosenthal Crow, says, most Jews do not like to admit it, but our God is Lucifer, and we are his chosen people. Boom. Out of one of their own mouths. These people are not benevolent. These people are not considerate of the rest of the people down here on the planet. They only care about themselves, and everything that they have done is to benefit themselves. And they've done much harm to the earth through their actions, through their policies, through their wars, through their media, through their money, which all points to the fact that they're the Edomites. Alright, they've been revealed in these last days and times. So we'll start with this real quick, and then I'm gonna just let the clips, I'm gonna let them fly. I'm gonna start right at 6 per usual, right? Because we're gonna be jumping around, but I want to start right at 6. Obadiah 1 and 6. Actually, I'm going to start at 2, then jump to 6. Obadiah 1 and 2. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. Right. So we already know this is referring to Edom. But he's been made despised in the sight of the world because of his wicked actions, which now in these last days and times, he's finally being called out. Now, for these past centuries, he's been working in the shadows. But what has the Heavenly Father done? Obadiah 1 and 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? The deeds that he worked in the shadows to accomplish for centuries, for millennia, they're now being discovered and displayed to the world, mainly by way of the internet through the prophets and whistleblowers. And he does not like it. So let's take a look at how this people got that land, how this people rule the world, and how this people have set up a malevolent or a malicious, an evil conglomerate, a cabal to rule the earth.
1917, the British government sent Walter an official letter promising to do everything within their power to provide land for the creation of Israel. That letter redesigned the map of the world, and if you need proof, we have a copy of that letter.
November the 2nd, 1917. Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved.
So this thing has music playing. I'm hoping they don't fault the video for this. If they do, I'm going to play another clip. If this gets taken, I'll replay it. But as I was going to title this video, Dear Lord our child's. You know, I'm saying that like that code word, right? Why would a letter be directed to this family concerning a patch of land all the way across the planet? What's going on here, y'all? Let's see.
By the cabinet.
So it's possibly the most famous letter in modern Jewish history, and it begins with 3 words: Dear Lord Rothschild.
That letter, nicknamed the Balfour Declaration, is proof that it was the Rothschild family that created Israel. But there's even more evidence. In this interview, the head of the Rothschild family proudly explains how his ancestors created Israel. The interviewer begins by asking the question that was on everyone's mind.
Why was it that this letter was sent by the Foreign Secretary to your great-uncle Walter?
The reason is obvious. Because it was the Rothschilds' money, power, and influence that made the British government fall in line. Years later, Britain kept their promise to the Rothschilds and provided a large piece of land to start Israel. And in May 1948, the State of Israel was officially created. Although this was good news, the Rothschilds were just getting started. What the Rothschilds did next was even more impressive. They invested millions of dollars into Israel, building schools, roads, and everything needed to turn that piece of land into a beautiful country. James.
So I just want to say, this is not a lie or a conspiracy. That's a literal letter in a document. What is that document known as, y'all? The Balfour Declaration. This is what literally happened. This is not us making anything up. This is not us just listening to shit off of YouTube. That family financed the establishment of that state. This is fact.
Rothschild single-handedly paid for Israel's Congress building, while Dorothy D. Rothschild paid for Israel's Supreme Court building. However, the more money the Rothschilds spent, the more problems they created. Why? Because the land the British gave to Israel actually belonged to another group of people, called the Palestinians. And that land dispute sparked the series of conflicts between Israelis and Palestinians that's gone on for decades. But we're not here to talk about the war. We're talking about power. Specifically, the power of the Rothschild dynasty. And in
So we'll get the next clip. So if they potentially took that clip from the beginning, I'm going to play another version of it without the music. But right now we're just covering our bases. We're learning who these people are, the influence that they have in the world. This is real, this is literal. This is something that these Christians don't like to deal with. Vocab in them, the anti-Christians. There's a group of people who are running the world wickedly. These are the Amalekites. Whether people want to acknowledge that or accept it or not, they have power in today's time, as prophesied.
History, and it begins with 3 words: Dear Lord Rothschild.
Dear Lord Rothschild, I have much pleasure in conveying to you, on behalf of His Majesty's government, the following declaration of sympathy with Jewish Zionist aspirations, which has been submitted to and approved by the Cabinet.
Primarily a movement from Eastern Europe, but they didn't clarify who was in charge of that movement. And in addition, it was, after all,
That motherfucker sounds like Satan himself, shit.
in Great Britain. So they felt that the Rothschild family should be the one to whom it was addressed. And Walter was Lord Rothschild, and he was a Zionist.
I could possibly ask you to read it for us.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I should be grateful if you would bring this declaration to the knowledge of the Zionist Federation, yours, Arthur Balfour.
And here it is, the Balfour Declaration. What do you feel when you see it here?
I genuinely feel it's one of the most extraordinary moments in the history of the Jewish people.
Meyer Amschel Bauer, born in Frankfurt, Germany in 1744, was a moneylender and a goldsmith on Jew Street, whose shop had a sign out front with a red hexagram on it. Eventually, he would change his name to Rothschild. which is German for red sign.
Boom. So their names were originally Bauer. All right. It got changed to what it got changed to. The R folk, code words, right? There's another clip. Oh, wish I had it, but he designated his sons to basically become bankers, right? So they could gain power in the world. So we're seeing how these people rose to fame. And what they did was what? This is one of the things that we're told. This is a way that the wicked take power in the earth. What do they do? Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. Right. So these people set laws in place that are grievous, that help them rule while they undermine and undercut you. This family in particular chose to use the banking system, having control over the money, which has control over the people. What's that one phrase? I care not who controls. I'll get it. I'm not even gonna butcher it. Let me get this scripture loaded though. All right, we'll get this Psalms. Like I said, y'all, I'm at work, man. It's a lot of noise. I apologize, y'all. Psalms 94 and 20. Yep. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? Right. Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, he is the throne of evil. Right. He rules from a power seat of evil by way of, hey, what that first picture I had up? Their God is Lucifer. They deal on the left-hand side, right? They use this power. It says what? Which frameth mischief by law. They put us in a state in which we cannot fight or challenge them by way of their laws, right? You violate and you will be punished. That's how these people operate. They've set up a system so profound, right? We are centuries behind. We cannot fight against it. Getting pistols and all this, it's not going to work. This is how they rule. They speak as a dragon, right? Draconian laws, the most severe of punishments for the most minor of offenses. Keep going. It says they gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous and condemn the innocent blood. But the Lord is my defense, and my power is the rock of my refuge. Right. They gather themselves against the souls of the righteous and condemn the innocent unto blood. So these people work and plot to do harm specifically to us, the Israelites. That's why everything that they set in place, who does it affect the most? Us. The bad diet, who's affected by us the most? Us. The mixed fabrics and, polluted different parts of society, who does it affect? Us, right? These adulterous relationships that we're quintessentially forced to be in, because ain't no virgins out here. Who does it affect? Us. This man has set up pitfalls all around to entrap us on purpose. Right here, this was one of the quotes I was looking for. Now, of course, Google being Google, we find the guy who said it, but then they go on to say, oh, well, we don't know if he really said it. Bitch, where'd it come from then? Did it fall out the air? All right, Esau, all right, says the quote, give me control of a nation's money supply, and I care not who makes its laws, is often attributed to Meyer Amschel Archild, the founder of the Archild banking dynasty. However, there is no evidence of, okay, so right there, right? It's credited to him because he said it. The shit didn't fall out the sky. I didn't make the shit up, and it was around before most of us were born. But this is the mentality that they operate in. People on the forefront are not controlling the things that actually happen. Your presidents, right, your governors, they're not in control. They're acting out the will that has been given to them from these people who operate in the shadows. Let's come back here. All right, right here. So we played 2 clips. I'll play another clip. These people have control over much and many of the facets of society, y'all. They set these things up, and those who rebel find themselves deceased. That's just a fact of the matter.
In 72, Rockefeller bought up, shut down, or bankrupt 90% of the oil companies. Our good old Constitution came into place, and in 1911, the Supreme Court found Rockefeller in violation of the Sherman Antitrust Act and split Standard Oil into 34 independent companies. So they said, you can't have the monopoly on this, you're done. You think that changed who he was? No. He promised to bankrupt America. At that very same time, they were learning how to turn petrochemicals, exactly what he had at his fingertips with the oil, into pharmaceuticals. Now, John D. Rockefeller's biggest threat was natural health. So what does he do? Being the businessman he is, he donates money to the medical schools because he wants to control. And what do you do when you want to control someone? You give him money. And then he hired a guy by the name of Flexner to study the school's curriculum, to figure out what they were teaching everybody, and to persuade the government to establish allopathic medicine, which used the unnatural substances to treat diseases. This is how Western medicine was founded.
I got another clip to pair right with that. And I've done plenty of videos on that topic, getting rid of homeopathic methods, right? Herbs, natural things, replacing them with allopathic. All right, we're going to be careful with the medical terms here because y'all know what time they be on, right? These people, once again, Rockefeller also set up the General Board of Education. Rockefeller, that John D. Rockefeller, he also funded who? Margaret Sanger. Hands everywhere. Many of the institutions that exist today were set up by these folk, which is why things are continuing to run the way that they do. Although new faces appear as the CEO, although new employees come in and come out, it is still working the design that these folks set up, which is oppressing the earth. And this man has been revealed, y'all. That's the big thing, and that's really the point that I'm doing with this video. We have this information now. We're not crazy. The scope been pulled back on this nigga, man. Oh, y'all are some. Bitch, shut up. This is fat. Y'all saw that white woman, that slender white woman. She more in shape than any man. Let me stop. What she was stating was facts. Go look up those people. Those are real people, right? Go look into the AMA, the birth of the American M Association. You know, use 2 and 2 to figure out what the M means, right? Psalm 62 and let me think for a second. No, 64. Psalm 64 and 8. It says, "So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves." Fuck it, I gotta start up. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me start at verse 5. Psalm 64 and 5. It says, "They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them?" Right. So they work in the shadows to affect the present in our lives. Behind names, behind corporations, behind old paintings, far off in mansions miles away from any damn body. Yet they affect so much of your life. You think a nigga want to grow up to be an astronaut? Bitch, you didn't know. Who told you what an astronaut was? Man, stop playing. Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thoughts of every one of them and the heart is deep. Right? So these people have the means and the methods to fund these programs and projects, to find out these different secrets. That's how they knew red and yellow will make your ass hungry. Put some purple to make you sleepy. Right? Put some pink and some blue to make you feel faggy. They had the ability to do the R&D, research and development. While you were struggling to pay bills, they study how to break you down. This is the reality of the world that we live in. And the scriptures explain all these things, y'all, that these Christians couldn't break down. Not for their whole life. Verse 8, "So shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." So, whistleblowers, they get exposed by their own people. All right, y'all. Let this all this noise go by. I got this other clip that I was telling y'all about. It goes perfectly with what old girl was talking about. Hang on.
John D. Rockefeller created the curriculum for the entire medical education in the world. And he made sure that only the chemicals he produced are used for the treatment of illness, no matter what it is. We are still working under the same premise today. That's why no medical doctor ever learns about curing anything. They learn about chemical intervention or surgery. Statistically, the suicide rate of doctors, MDs, the highest. Why is the alcohol and drug abuse rate statistically the highest with medical doctors? Very simple. These poor guys figure out over time that they have no tools and that they are murdering and murdered their patients. Because every doctor is a good person when they start out. The first year and the first 2 years, you're really excited, you're really in it, and you're giving it all until you find out no matter what you do, the patient gets worse or they cure themselves. You just need to bridge them for a while. And then these poor doctors figure out they cannot help. And all of a sudden they figure out that all these people are dying. No matter Rockefeller.
No matter what they do. So come to find out, this guy funded, that switch from natural stuff to that bullshit. And we read in the book of Sirach 38:4, it tells you the Lord made medicines out of the earth. He that is, let me get that. I ain't even going to just speak on that one. Let me actually get it, showing you that this man is not wise. He has knowledge of wickedness. All right. And I was dealing with a girl that was in she was going to school to be a doctor. And the way he was describing it was spot on. In their first couple years, they're, I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to help people. They think they're going to do a change. And when they really get in there and see what's going on, they become depressed because they realize it's not like that at all. They're just another cog in the machine. And even, I would send her videos like that. Oh, that's not what, and then what? These people have been so far brainwashed, y'all, it's not even fucking funny. Sirach 38:4, the Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them. Right. Everything we have, everything that we need is here. Right. The Heavenly Father wasn't missing. He didn't forget things in creation. But this guy has changed it all up. Y'all. Lost my train of thought. Dealing with these motherfuckers. But Esau Edom, he's created this whole system, and he's done it to break the people down, y'all. Where's that scripture at? Hang on. This is one that came to mind, Proverbs 29, and then we're going to jump back up to the top too, but Proverbs 29:18, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. All right, Esau Edom. Now, ultimately, if you can't understand prophecy, right, you can't see what's coming. You're doomed out here. That's the bigger picture of what this is dealing with. But Esau Edom, he's the ruler of the world. He has put these people in a brain-dead, brainwashed, docile state. Therefore, they perish. Right? But if people were down here doing according to the scriptures, life would be good. But since humanity is down here, doing evil, everything is doomed down here. People believe in things that are just pure lies. You're trusting in systems that are designed to destroy you. And it's all at the behest and the responsibility of this man and of these families. Not a single one of them are innocent. All right, when you go back up, that's why it says this in verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. That is the evidence that these families and their actions and their deeds are evil. Rotting the minds of the people, taking away their ability to heal themselves, right? Setting up institutions to forward oppression. Dear Lord Rothschild, oh, what you have done in this world, you and your people, you Amalekites. And this goes back even further, right? Greece, Rome, Edom, period. He's the wicked one. And what has he done, y'all? What has he taken from the earth? What has he taken from us? God damn it. Ain't gotta make shit up or lie on a motherfucker. We found you out, Esau, through the Holy Spirit. We have found you out. Your deeds speak against you. Revelation 6:4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. Esau, Edom, is the red horse that takes peace from the earth, the man, the people. How does he take peace? Through war, through famine, through his policies, through all the chaos and turmoil that he causes in the world, through all of his deeds and philosophies. His great sword ultimately is his nukes, his missiles, right? And they kill one another, literally, man, all the wars and slaughter that goes on in the earth, right? We found him out, and we have chiefly found out one of his top families, y'all. He's been revealed, that wicked one. Ooh! 2 Thessalonians, y'all. We found him through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. The pieces of the puzzle have been revealed to us now, y'all. 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. We have found him, y'all. We can pinpoint them. They don't like this. That's why they want to call you an anti-Semite and a this and that, right? Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped as God, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is a God, right? So that's the place that they're trying to take. That's truly, the whole goal of the NWO, for them to take over and to establish their reign on the earth. Well, guess what? Their reign is going to be disappointed. And these elites, everything that they've been working in the shadows to accomplish for all these millennia is going to fail. This is an old plot. They've been working, they've been toiling, they've been laboring in the shadows, as we have learned, but it's going to fail. Let me get another one to show you how they get down. So I had mentioned earlier, if you don't do what they say, they get you up out of there. What's some proof?
Who created the Federal Reserve?
That was the Zionists. This is before the Rothschilds were actually in power. The most powerful family in America was the Rockefellers. And in 1912...
And really, all the Rockefellers is the American division of the R children, of the R childs. That's all they are. So don't, people speak, they're not separate. They're all the Oppenheimers, the Childs, DuPont, all the mother effers are related. They all work over different divisions, if you will, right? The Fellers, the Rockefellers, they're just the American division in particular, although you do have the R children, the R childs, who some of them did stuff here in the Americas, as we've seen John D.
Rockefellers wanted to create the Federal Reserve, but there was a guy called Mr. Uster, and Mr. Uster at that time was a boss. He was so powerful that the Rockefellers couldn't just kill him. So instead, they made a ship. That ship was called the Titanic, and they made sure all the rich people got in the ship. And right before that ship took off, all the Morgans, the Rockefellers, Rothschilds all got off. That ship sunk, Mr. Uster dies. All of a sudden, all the political hacks that he's bribing run out of money, they go to the other side. Right after that, they start creating the Federal Reserve in 1913 on Jekyll Island, and then the next year World War I started. So it goes like this: Titanic gets sunk, Federal Reserve, World War I.
Who created the Federal?
That's what literally happened. And I'm not deep or special for bringing this out. Brothers and elders and apostles before me brought this information out. I'm just relaying the info. But this is what literally happened. That was a real guy, a rich man. If I remember correctly, homie was from Texas, right? Boom, got him up out of there. He was resisting. He wanted the dollar to remain. And when you look in today's time, we know that this is accurate, because whenever you see somebody try to, when I say he wanted the dollar to remain, what I mean is he wanted the standard, right? The gold and silver standard. Whenever you see someone come against the central banking system, they usually lose their life. Saddam Hussein, Muammar Gaddafi, Myanmar Gaddafi, Patrice Lumumba, Che Guevara, right? This is a common theme that you see throughout history. Whenever somebody comes up against the financial system, they lose their life. That's how we know that it's these same people pulling the strings, because that's one of their keys to holding power. When you challenge that, they lose your life. That's why JFK lost his life. That's why Abraham Lincoln lost his life. All right. The version of history that they teach us is mythological at best. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, we've been able to put together the pieces and find these people. Let me get this one real quick. And this knowledge is bringing their downfall, y'all. Just shining light on them, period, takes away some of their power. They're no longer able to work in darkness and mystery. They've been revealed through the Son, of the Father, the light from Yahweh Shai. Nahum, that's what it was. I had to think for a second. Nahum 3 and 5, it says, "Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock." Right. So their wickedness has become open and known. That's why it tells you what in that Genesis, Jeremiah, the nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. For a moment, everybody bought in, everybody believed, everybody fell victim to what Babylon was cooking, right? Not what the rock was cooking, what Babylon was cooking. Well, now they're pointing the finger at America for being the bad guy, for being the wicked one. All right, and America is the tool that the elite use alongside EU and NATO to rule with an iron fucking fist. Come to find out. All right, y'all. I just got about 2 more videos. You know, I'm pausing a lot. Salaki, y'all. I'm gonna play this one at the top left, and then this one at the top middle next to it. You know, probably get a precept more or 2. That'll be about it. But the whole point being, you know, just highlighting and showing who this famous family, what they've been doing, how it affects you and me. This is real life, y'all. This ain't no joke. This ain't no movie. But it is a mystery, and we've been given the keys to understand.
That the truth is that the United States are the world's terrorists. The United States invents terror organizations, and we use those terror organizations as a pretext for us to go in. We were funding al-Nusra, Al-Qaeda, and ISIS in Syria. Why? For a pipeline. That's why. And they didn't want that pipeline built through Syria, and so we decided to say that Assad was killing his own people, and all that same thing we said about Iraq, the same thing we said about Saddam Hussein, the same thing we said about Muammar Gaddafi, the same thing we say about the Taliban, and for 20 years in Afghanistan, 20 years of lies in Afghanistan, all lies about Libya, all lies about Iraq, and all lies about Syria. And somehow, none of that comes up in this conversation, but he's fear-mongering us about how other countries aren't allowed to control their natural resources, and that's supposed to be the job of the United States and Israel. That is warmongering World War III. The truth is...
Right, so we see that America is used as one of the pit bulls, and come to find out, many of the adversaries whom, through the decades past, we've been told, you know, are... the enemies of this country and doing this evil and doing this evil, that evil in the world, this and that. They were set up. A fall guy, wag the tail, a Manchurian candidate. Look some of those phrases up. All right. Order ab chaos. What's that other phrase? Basically, Esau sets up these problems, y'all. He creates these things and then pretends to be the hero to come to save the day. Meanwhile, stripping from you more rights and freedoms and sending many of you people to your dooms and death. America has always been a boogeyman. This is the tool that the elite use to run and to rule the world, right? Don't forget, this is the whore upon the beast. And we see that it's these group of people in the back pulling the strings, y'all. Working in the shadows. We are not crazy. We are not imagining shit. We didn't get this from movie plots. This is real life. Real people have been assassinated. Real people have been bombed out. Real economies have been crashed. People have been straight overthrown behind these elite families. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hands. These people have the power to do these things, so they do it. And they've been doing it for a long time. For a long time, we didn't know who they were. Now we do. Verse 2, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. They are oppressing the earth. They've taken from you who you are. They've taken from you your health. They've taken from you everything. And now, in these last days, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai has revealed him, and we're pointing the finger at him, but they're trying to spin it and make you look crazy. We are not crazy. That's one of my #1 sayings, y'all. We are not crazy. Maybe just a little bit, but not fully. So I'll end on this one, actually. This is the spirit that these heathen are in. They're ready to rebel.
BRICS is a good thing. Kill the American dollar. You come to me, you want to buy gold, and then you give me papers, and then you call that business. No. And right now the economy is running on the false idea of Nixon, who removed the American dollar from big.
Mr. Nixon. Who got their top blew off right before him?
Idea of Nixon, who removed the American dollar from being gold-based to being paper-based. So Americans don't need any backup for their economy. All they're going to go to a photocopy machine and photocopy more papers. We are going to be reaching a time right now in Zimbabwe where all the gold that was stolen by the Europeans is going to come back to Africa. How? When we sell you our maize, we sell you our flowers, we sell you our coal. We don't want some damn pieces of paper money in our accounts. Pay in gold. Bring it back from your reserves in London, in Lisbon, in New York, in Frankfurt. You want iron ore and manganese. You want bars of gold. BRICS is a good.
So this plan is gonna fail, right? Why did the heathen rage? He's either a Jake or a Hamite, but he has the spirit of believing he's a Hamite, so I'm gonna let him roll, right? But these nations, they're beginning to rebel against the plot. Everyone sees this man for what he is, and they're ready to fight against the beast and the whore. All right. The truth, the light is shining, and this man has been revealed, y'all. He doesn't like it. We have been able to find out the mysteries, who's doing these things in the world. And once again, who does it go back to? What was it? Those 3 words? Dear Lord Rothschild. And that's probably what I'm going to title this video. These 3 words. Dear Lord Rothschild. These mother effers, y'all. So that's about it, man. I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakat Rash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to all they elect Akim, Wa Akwa, learning, teaching, and truth, and sincerity. So shalom.